Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm good. How are you, Christina?
I'm doing well, thank you. We'll just jump right into it, and I'd love for you to give a snapshot of who you are and why you're here for our community.
Yeah, so my name is Saleema Vallini, and I'm a seven-time founder. Been an entrepreneur pretty much since my career started when I couldn't get a job during that last financial crisis in 2008, 2009. I ended up going to Brazil to do some volunteer work and ended up co-founding and launching a language school to finance an orphanage. And yeah, that's pretty much how I started out as a social entrepreneur. And then I ended up just flip-flopping between having my own ventures, some failed, some successful, as well as being the entrepreneur within organizations. I'm also an innovation strategist. I consult for the World Bank and some international organizations, doing some really cool work in Africa on food security and looking at how to grow food in innovative ways using soilless farming, such as hydroponics. And I also am the author of the forthcoming book, Innovation Starts with I. And that really is, I really want to help people future-proof themselves through this post-COVID era, which I like to call the reinvention revolution, since we're now being forced to reinvent ourselves faster and more frequently than ever before. And the one thing that you should know about me is I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. I teach entrepreneurship and design thinking at Johns Hopkins University. I'm also teaching this summer social entrepreneurship to a group of high school students at university startups. I'm really excited about that. It's a pre-college program. And yeah, anything to do with entrepreneurship, innovation, I'm very, very supportive, especially of young, creative entrepreneurs.
I love that. And wow, you are such a busy woman. We are so lucky to have you with us today. That is amazing. And I love the reinvention time. That's so great. What a great call out. So obviously you are helping us and participating in this Living It fashion show. And I would love to just hear from you what this means to you. What does this fashion show mean?
Yeah, so this fashion show is really an innovative way, or it's like an original combination. I've never really seen this combination before, but a way to really bring creativity to support entrepreneurship. I think that there needs to be more creative ways to support and fund entrepreneurial ventures and entrepreneurial programs. And so I really see this as a way to bring together people from different sectors in a really fun way, especially virtually. I haven't been to a virtual fashion show before, so it's going to be really exciting. And as someone that my primary, what I do, well, full time, whatever that means, whatever, how I spend my time is running a venture called Ripple Impact. And so we're basically a business accelerator and a community where we help entrepreneurs grow their businesses and scale their platforms. And so I live and breathe entrepreneurship day in and out. And so I think there needs to be more ways to bring awareness to support entrepreneurship. And to really, I think a lot of the work that Join the Journey is doing, especially in Africa and different parts of the world, we really need to bring more awareness to that within the global entrepreneurship community. And I think this fashion show is a great way to bring people from different parts of the world, different cultures together, so that we can support this cause together.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to dive a little bit deeper into that of just supporting entrepreneurs. Why do you find that important? Why is it important for us as a community to support other entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so it's important because right now we see that the number of, first of all, entrepreneurship is on the rise. It was already kind of cool for the past decade, but it's become cooler in the sense that we see, just over the past year, between end of 2019 and end of 2020, we saw a rise of 40% in the number of business applications being filed just here in the US. And more and more people are choosing that path of entrepreneurship. Now it's being redefined as well, which I also talk about in my book, that we need to be more hybridpreneurs, where we continue to support those larger organizations. We don't need to just quit our jobs and start a business in our parents' garage or, start with nothing. I think that it's a bit extreme these days to be successful that way. I think more and more people need to adopt an entrepreneurial mindset, and that will allow them to excel no matter what career path they choose. And they can, be building their business or starting with a project, starting small, and build that. So whenever they do want to run a business, or if they just want to do something that they're passionate about and have that be, a part-time venture or a gig or, something that they do on the side, that's an option too. And I think that more and more people need to future-proof themselves by diversifying their hats. It used to be sort of seen badly to be a generalist in the past, but now it's actually great to be able to diversify yourself and hedge the risk and mitigate a lot of that risk of just specializing in one field, but really trying to, find your niche, but also have these other hats that you can sort of bounce off and adapt to different situations and also merge some of those hats in unique ways.
Certainly. And would you say that by you becoming more of a generalist, like you said, has led to your entrepreneur success?
Definitely. And it was really hard because I was constantly being, a lot of my mentors disagreed with what I was doing, but I went with what I felt was right and what I saw was working. And it was definitely hard along that journey until I got better at many of those hats. And I don't even like the term generalist. I'd say I like the term, what I call hybridpreneur, where you're doing something that you can profit from, where you are earning your living, doing stuff that's, your passion projects, things that you love doing, doing things that really give back to the community where you're making an impact, and also doing stuff that you're constantly growing and learning in so that you can get out of your comfort zone and stay in your learning and growth zones. And so I think that, yes, it's changing very quickly, and actually generalists right now are on the rise where we're able to adapt to different situations very quickly, and we're very quick on our feet. And so it's those unique combinations from those different fields that we've sort of become masters or specialized in, or even just have a little bit of experience in, that we can kind of combine in really innovative and unique ways.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I just have one last question for you, which is definitely going to take a little bit of a pivot, but as Living It is a fashion show and you have the cutest earrings on, I would love to just ask you, why do you believe fashion is universal?
Yeah, so fashion is universal. That's a great question. I think that fashion is a really great way to express who we are. And I think that's now becoming more and more important for us to express our individuality. The world is moving towards becoming more and more individualistic. And so finding ways to express ourselves in our unique and authentic ways is really key. And so I think also the world is becoming, more and more closely interconnected. And it's easier, for example, yes, these earrings I actually bought on a school bus in Maryland. It was, a repurposed school bus that was selling these really cute items. It was like a little boutique on a bus. And they had these earrings from Rwanda, and they had different products from around the world that are, I wouldn't really be able to find in a lot of mainstream stores. And so I think that, I'm a big supporter of whenever I go to a country, when I'm in like Liberia, I'll try to find like that local boutique, or I'll look up on Instagram and figure out where can I go that will have that some of those pieces that aren't going to be found anywhere else, or that really resonate with, or that have a great story. I think fashion really, especially when you're talking about fashion designers and smaller suppliers, they oftentimes have these really, really unique stories, and it's like art. And so I think that I've become, even though I'm not I don't know a lot about fashion, I tend to see what I'm drawn to culturally. I'd say, like, in different, I like wearing different ethnic pieces. And as someone that has, traveled over 70 countries, and I really feel like I belong to the world. I don't even know, even though I'm Canadian, I've lived in the Dominican Republic and Brazil and Italy and now in the US. And I've never really found that one place I belong to. I just like to say I belong to the world. And so I like to have these different pieces that express me. And so that's my take on it. And I think a lot of people are also trying to, figure out how can they express themselves authentically. And fashion's a great way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And I love how you related it to art, because it really is. It's art in a moving form on us. And it's amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today and for your commitment and contribution to the Living It Fashion Show. We're so excited to have you as a part of it. So we thank you for taking your time, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks, Christina. See everyone soon.